Booktube, it's Janet and it's time for a book haul. Got a few to show you today, all a bit different from each other, all a few different genres and things. The first one I've got to show you is the graphic novel called The Sculptor, and this is by Scott McCloud, and this was sent to me by Tracy from Flamingo Reads. She'd read it and finished with it. Had my eye on this for a while. Can't actually remember what it was about, so I'll just have a quick read from the inside flap. And it says, thanks to a deal with death, the young sculptor gets his childhood wish to sculpt anything he can imagine with his bare hands. But now that he's only 200 days to live, deciding what to create is harder than he thought, and discovering the love of his life at the 11th hour isn't making it any easier. So that sounds pretty good. It's got inside the, nearly hit myself with the book then. It's got sort of a design on the naked hardback. It looks like it's just sort of a bluey hued, almost monochrome palette inside. So that's a Sculptor, quite a big thick one that one is as well, so I'm looking forward to that one because I think I've had my eye on that one for a while. The next one I've got is a second-hand book that I got, and this is called The Monster's Wife by Kate Horsley, or Horsley. I don't know if you can see, it's got sort of like a library plasticky cover on it, but the artwork on the cover is absolutely beautiful. And again, I think this is a bit of a dark tale. So it's to a tiny island in Orkney comes Victor Frankenstein, driven by a devil's bargain to make a wife for the creature who is stalking him across Europe. Maidservant Una aids in his experiments. They grow close until her best friend goes missing. Una's search reveals secrets darker than anything she imagined. So this is sort of like inspired by what happened. I don't know if if you've read Frankenstein, but there is a part where he does go off to the Scottish Highlands because the monster demands that he makes him a companion. So this sort of takes that story off into another imagining of that, so I think it sounds really good. I enjoyed Frankenstein, so I'm looking forward to seeing what Kate Horsley does with it. Next one I've got is Mermaid, and this is by Carolyn Turgeon. And Carolyn Turgeon has written one of the books that Eleanor and I have read in our Fairy Tale Princesses series. So this was recommended to me in one of the comments from one of the videos that I made. And obviously Mermaid, again, it's a bit of more of a fairy tale-esque, and I really did enjoy the Carolyn Turgeon book, so I got this one. And it says, while hiding in a remote convent, a king's daughter sees a magical being dragging a shipwrecked man to the shore. The creature is a mermaid princess, the youngest daughter of the Sea Queen, but she shares more with her human counterpart than her royal blood. By saving a young man's life, both women have sacrificed their hearts. In one moment, the lives of the princesses, mortal and mermaid, are transformed forever. So it says it's a reinvention of The Little Mermaid, so obviously as I'm enjoying all these fairy tale retellings, I'm quite keen to get my hands on any more that are in that genre and that theme. So again, carrying on with the fairy tale princesses, and this is another Carolyn Turgeon book, and this is Godmother, and this is the secret Cinderella story. So this is, again, obviously a Cinderella retelling, and it says, what would you do if you could make dreams come true? If you could ensure that Cinderella met her prince, that sparks flew, romance blossomed most of all, that everyone lived happily ever after. And then it goes on to say, be careful what you wish for. Because temptation is a terrible thing, meet sweet, well-meaning Lillian, who opens a quiet bookshop in Manhattan's West Village every morning, but whose dark past contains a desperate act, a dramatic banishment, and a guilty secret she has carried with her for centuries. Only one kind of deed done for love will break the spell that has kept Lillian from home for so long, but can she succeed in making her own dreams come true at last? So this sounds like a really good sort of interpretation of Cinderella and all the fairy tale-esque elements of it, and it's got a bookshop in it, so what could be better than that? So looking forward to that one. The next one I've got is a slightly different one, and this is called My Lady Jane and the Not Entirely True Story, and this is by Cynthia Hand, Brodie Ashton and Jodie Meadows. And I think this is a bit of a spoof kind of parody book. And so I'll just read you the back, and it says, Dearest Jane, sorry I made you marry a horse. Your father-in-law is trying to kill me. Send help. This is the story of a real Queen of England, not the nasty version where her head is chopped off. So I think this is generally referring to the story of Lady Jane Grey, the 9-Day Queen. It's but the one with lots of humour, romance and galloping around. Lady Jane must keep her wits to survive, but it's tricky when your downfall is being plotted and your new husband forgets to tell you that he turns you into a horse. Or that he turns into a horse, sorry. So it sounds like an absolute riot. Looking forward to this one. Bit of a lighter read and a lot of fun. The next three I've got to show you is a series of books written by Sarah Pinborough. I have actually got one of Sarah Pinborough's other books on my shelves, and I think it's called The Death House, and it looks really dark, but I've not read it yet. But as at the moment, the theme for a lot of things that I'm doing is the fairy tale retellings. I found these three books by her, and the first one is Beauty, which is obviously I think a Sleeping Beauty retelling, and they're all sort of in these beautiful, got these second hand quite cheap actually, beautiful naked hardback. So that's, I don't know if you can see the sparkly spinning wheel on there, gorgeous purple colour. The next one is Poison, and this again is like a lovely scarlet colour, and this is a Snow White retelling. And then we've got Charm, and this is a lovely emerald greeny colour, and this has obviously got the glass slippers on because this is a Cinderella retelling. So I'm looking forward to these ones. I think they're all a little bit dark on the retelling. And the last one I've got to show you is, you may well have already seen this on my channel, but I'll just show it again because it's absolutely beautiful. And this is The 1 in a Million Boy by Monica Wood. And this was sent to me in my very first book buddy box from Eleanor, from Eleanor Reads Books. And it's got lovely little snippets and well, I don't really know what it's got in it because I don't want to spoil it for myself, and I don't want to look in advance, but I think Eleanor's put little notes and little things in there and maybe little hints and tips and things. I've no idea as you go through it, so it's like you're sitting reading it with Eleanor. It's an absolutely beautiful hardback book. The end papers, I will just show you, are also really pretty. And I've got my little magnetic bookmark there that Eleanor sent in my book buddy box. So that's really, really pretty. And so don't know too much about it, but if Eleanor likes it, I like it. I don't actually want to go into the blurb. I did originally read the blurb and I've got a rough idea of what it's about, but I don't want to read it again. I just want to go in and read it. So that's the one I've got from my book buddy box. Can't wait for the November one to come. So that's it for this book haul. Let me know if you've read any of these and what you think of them. I will see you all soon. Keep reading. Bye.